Welcome to my December 2020 horoscope series. This month is going to be absolutely historical in nature. We are experiencing an astrological event which only occurs every 20 years, and that is the great conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. Now, what's special about this particular great conjunction is that we haven't had one in the sign of Aquarius in over 600 years. Guys, please watch my horoscope videos for your ascendant, sun, and moon sign, because this is really going to set the tone for the next 2 decades. Everyone will be affected, but the signs who will see the most monumental and cataclysmic changes are Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. Without further ado, let's dive straight in. Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Welcome to your December 2020 horoscope. The month starts off with Mercury entering the sign of Sagittarius, which will be transiting your 4th house for the first 3 weeks of the month. With Mercury in the 4th, you will be thinking a lot about your home, where you're currently living. You might be undergoing some renovations to your house, and some of you may simply be communicating with your parents a lot more than usual. Now, on the 14th or 15th of December, there will be a new moon total solar eclipse in Sagittarius at 23 degrees, and we will also see Mercury conjunct the South Node at 19 degrees Sagittarius, and this will all be squaring Neptune at 18 degrees in your 7th house. Now, new moon solar eclipses, like new moons in general, bring about new beginnings in some way, shape, or form. However, eclipses bring about events which are fated in nature, and this new beginning will be a lot more powerful than what a normal new moon would bring. Now, with it being in the 4th house, this could play out in a number of different ways. Some of you will actually be purchasing a new property, moving home. Even if you're not purchasing, you could be renting. Some of you could be purchasing an investment property, inheriting property, and some of you could be undergoing drastic renovations to your home. And on the home front, some of you could actually be relocating abroad, okay, living overseas. And this fated new event will occur within 3 to 6 months from the date of the eclipse. So we'll see this take place anytime from the end of November or mid-November through to, let's say, the end of May 2021. Now, for others of you who are not being impacted by a change of residence or property, you might actually get pregnant, especially if you have your moon in Virgo. So you definitely want to see where you have Virgo in your chart, whether your sun, moon, or ascendant. If your Virgo placement is anywhere from 20 degrees Virgo through to about 26 or even 27 degrees Virgo, this powerful new solar eclipse, new beginning, will impact you more than, let's say, earlier Virgos. So the first, the first 15 or, late teen Virgos. Now, for others of you, you might actually have to look after either a sickly parent, an elderly parent, an elderly figure in your life. It could actually be a grandparent as well. And, they don't have to be sickly in nature. It could just be that they're getting on in age and, they require assistance and caregiving needs from you. Others of you will be at home looking after newborns. Now, lastly, with this new moon solar eclipse, if it's not going to relate to you on the home front or the family front, this could actually be a newfound sense of emotional security, because the 4th house represents the most private part of our chart, and it's also the house that represents our roots. And the roots that you were born with and that you plant in your life really set the tone for your emotional security. So if that's something that you have struggled with over the last, well, however many years, within the next 6 months, this could be something that you start to make peace with and really turn a corner with. Now, on the 15th of November, Venus will enter the sign of Sagittarius, and therefore it will also be in your 4th house. So the 4th house is extremely activated for you this month, Virgo. And with Venus in the 4th, we can simply enjoy what that house represents. So a lot of you will enjoy time with your parents. You'll enjoy time with your newborn babies. You will enjoy staying at home, or even just beautifying your home, doing some renovations, dressing it all up. And all of this will go really well with being able to just relax at home with your loved ones. Now, on the 17th of December, Saturn will enter the sign of Aquarius for the first time since, 29-ish years, okay? And we'll have Jupiter entering Aquarius 2 days later on the 19th. And Jupiter hasn't been in Aquarius for 12 years. 2 days after that, on the 21st of December, we will see the Great Conjunction, which only happens every 20 years between Saturn and Jupiter. Now, what's interesting about this Great Conjunction is that it will be the first one in the sign of Aquarius in over 600 years. And Virgo, this new cycle, this conjunction will herald a new 2-decade cycle for you, and this will be occurring in your 6th house. Now, the 6th house is actually the house that is naturally ruled by Virgo, and with this conjunction occurring here, we can see a new cycle on a personal level, and then I'll talk about how it will impact you on a larger scale. On a personal level, this can indicate a new attitude towards your health and fitness. So whether you live a relatively normal lifestyle and you just want to start eating more cleanly, or cutting out certain foods, whether that's dairy, sugar, alcohol, or some of you could even have been struggling with digestive issues and food allergies, and really had a hard time implementing a new balanced diet, or basically just eliminating certain food groups. And now you can absolutely start on a new health journey, and it doesn't just have to be with what you eat and what you're consuming. It can also be in relation to an exercise regime. So if some of you have been struggling with your weight, whether that's struggling to put on weight or struggling to lose weight, you will find a health regime in combination with an all-over lifestyle change, which will enable you to achieve the lifestyle that you have always dreamed of and that you've been striving towards for a very long time. Now, for others of you Virgo, Sun, Moon and Risings, you might have been struggling to get on top of a significant debt that you've accumulated, or some type of loan that you took out however long ago. And obviously with any form of debt and with high interest rates, it can always be a matter or a case of working against the clock and trying to get on top of your finances. But the good news is, Virgo, that with Saturn and Jupiter forming this conjunction, you can actually beat your debt, get on top of your finances, and you will see this occur within 2.5 years, and things will certainly improve after 1 year. Now, the reason I say 2.5 years is because that is how long Saturn will remain in Aquarius in your 6th house. So March 2023, that is when Saturn will leave Aquarius and leave your 6th house. And wherever Saturn goes, we have to put an enormous amount of hard work. And Saturn also creates obstacles and blockages for us to overcome. But stick with it, Virgo, because Like I said, after a couple of years, or let's say early 2022, you will definitely be able to have made significant progress with these debts that you're trying to eradicate. Now, some of you Virgos might have been dealing with some kind of court case or court proceedings that have been brought against you, whether that's been something that you've dealt with for a few years or just a few months. The good news is that with this conjunction, we can finally see the end to this chapter occurring, and this end will occur anytime between, I would say, end of 2021 till, the first quarter or maybe the second half of 2023, because with Saturn there, Saturn will create obstacles and challenges in the sixth house, because the sixth house is a house which is one of the houses which rules over court proceedings and the law, and Saturn as a planet also indicates government bodies and the law as well. So, hold tight, Virgo. If this is you, it'll only be a select number of Virgos who this pertains to, but the end is in sight, but it will take a little bit of time, unfortunately. Now, on a larger scale, for Virgos who work in hospitals, whether you're a doctor, a nurse, a physio, a physician, obviously there's so many different roles which are seen within hospitals, but those are just the main ones that jumped out. So if you're working in hospitals, if you're a social worker or a counselor or an attorney, if you work in the law, if you are a tax accountant or you're a debt collector, you work with loans, or even if you're in the health and fitness industry, okay, dietitian, nutritionist, naturopath, personal trainer, these are all sixth house careers, so to speak. And with Saturn and Jupiter forming this great conjunction, we'll see the beginning of this new 20-year cycle in your career in one of those aforementioned industries. Now, once again, it will be a lot of hard work because of Saturn's influence there, but you will see the fruits of your labor take place within a year till around, let's say, definitely after March 2023. That's when things will really take off and all your hard work will pay off. It doesn't necessarily have to be hard work that you resent. It's more a case of, dedicated study, research, and a lot of time and effort that you'll be putting into these careers. But if you are working in one of these careers or these industries, you will see enormous success, okay? If you're already in one of those industries, you are definitely aligned with your higher purpose and with your soul's calling. Now, on the 20th of December, Mercury will enter the sign of Capricorn, and the next day on the 21st of December, the Sun will enter Capricorn, which will kickstart Capricorn season, and each season lasts for about 4 weeks. So with Mercury and the Sun here together in your fifth house, you will be thinking a lot about any creative pursuits that you have, your hobbies, your passions, anything that you do which brings you pleasure, whether that's drawing, painting, singing, dancing, writing, literally any hobby or passion, okay? It doesn't have to be those, it could be sport. The fifth house also rules sport, it could be fishing, I don't know, whatever. You will have a lot of enjoyment from those areas. And for those of you who work in the entertainment industry, whether you are an actor, a singer, a writer, you could even be a politician, anyone who is in a performative role or in the entertainment industry, you will have enormous success during this 4-week period. And the reason for that is because the Sun rules acting, it rules politics, it rules entertainment. So, you'll have a lot of communication back and forth if you are a politician, that's for sure. And any kind of performance that you give will be received well, or perhaps you'll have an opportunity to finally step up and give a performance, especially if you've been the understudy in a musical, or if you've been on the bench, or you're in the reserves of a sporting team or an athletic team. This could certainly be your time to shine. Now, for others of you during this period, if you own your own business, you will have so much client inquiry coming through. You will see sales transactions coming through. Again, there'll be a lot of communication back and forth with anything in regard to your business, whether that's calls, texts, or emails. Now, on another note, some of you can simply be enjoying parties, fun, romance, because the 5th house rules romance. So someone could be wining and dining you. You could go out to a fancy party, or even to the theatre or cinemas. All of these things are ruled by the 5th house. In any case, Virgo, you will be having some kind of spontaneous fun enter your life, or that you take with both hands during that 4-week period. Now, lastly, on the 29th or the 30th of December, depending where you live in the world, there will be a full moon in Cancer occurring in your 11th house. And we will see this full moon be opposite Mercury in Capricorn. And Mercury and the Sun in Capricorn will be making a beautiful trine to Uranus in Taurus, which is in your 9th house. Now, the 11th house rules your long-term goals and aspirations, financial gains, gains that you make from your career or any source of income. And it also rules communities and big clubs and organizations. So for some of you, you could actually be seeing the harvest or the fruits of your labor come through with some kind of publication, all right? If you're a writer, a journalist, a creative writer, whatever it is, if there's any work that you've published, you can see the financial gains come through from that. And that's because we have the 11th house being activated and the 9th house being activated, which the 9th house rules publications. And now with the 5th house activation, that's anything of your own that you create. So that could be an artwork, a piece of writing, again, a performance if you're an actor, or even if you're a sporting star or you're a professional athlete, you can... I'm really sorry about that noise, Virgo. I'm sure it's been driving you crazy. It's been driving me crazy. Someone's cutting tiles outside, and I've stopped and started this video so many times. I'm almost at the end, so just bear with me. Anyway, with this full moon, you can also see potentially a big achievement in the life of your elder sibling, your immediate oldest sibling, or even older siblings in general. But in any case, this is a really, really positive full moon for you, Virgo. So I really wish you all the best of luck, whatever it is that you've achieved. I know you've put in a lot of hard work, so you definitely deserve it. That's all I have for you for December 2020 and for the whole rest of the year. So if you enjoyed this video, Virgo, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to K Astrology to see more content from me in the year 2021.